What makes us act the way we do? What in our brain triggers the way we act? Is it because of our life experiences, what we're going through? Is it because of this pandemic or the president we follow? Why do we act the way we act? Is it because of what we see, that we have to be perfect, that we have to look good, that we have to be a certain height, certain weight? I mean, why do we act the way we act? Is it money? Do we have to have money? Is it because we're poor or we're homeless? I want to see what really makes us act this way, to where we're going off on our siblings. We're going off on our spouse. We're going off on our brothers and sisters. We're defying God's word. I mean, what makes us do all these things? Is it that we're all in competition with each other?
Tiffany, the other girls did not know these words. They goofed the words. Go through it. Just have fun with it. Use your personality. Be you. I don't know. You want to go home? If you don't do this, you're going to go home.
We're all on a time clock. Everything is limited in time. We have to be perfect. We have to look good to be accepted in this world. We have to know how to walk, talk, to be accepted, to be somebody. To be that great Hollywood star, you have to do something, be something. If I want to be a Denzel Washington, I have to really get on the ball. If I want to be that great YouTube star, if I want to be that model or that good-looking woman, you have to do the things necessary to become that. All the prayers, all the hope, all the wishes, just to have that Hollywood in you. I live in Hollywood, but Hollywood don't live in me. And that could be a problem in today's society. What do you do to achieve all this? Is it money? Do I have to have some in my pocket to show people that I'm somebody worth looking at? Or do I have to have a nice smile or muscles for you to take notice of me? Do I have to have that great body or that boob job? Or do I have to drive that Mercedes-Benz or BMW for you to notice me? Some people say if you don't drive these things, people don't know who you are. You're nobody. When you're at the light, they don't look over at you. You have to have them Mercedes and BMW and Range Rover keys. You have to have that great house in Beverly Hills or the Hollywood Hills and look down on people in Compton and Watts. If I can stand at my window and look down on you in my swimming pool, I've made it. Money talks. Money gets you inside doors. Money makes the conversation different, to where you're talking to that person differently because you know he has those Benjamins. When you can have biceps like that, you're going to look at that person differently. You're going to watch what you say. You're going to be very polite. You're going to give this man instant respect just by the way he looks. Why is it like that? The same with the woman. You have to be that perfect woman. You have to look in that mirror and say, mirror, mirror, on the wall, who's the finest of them all? You have to look and read those books about how to look beautiful. Because if not, you're not going to be accepted in life. Is that what we came to? Is that why we act the way we act in our mind? We have to know how to put that lipstick on. We have to know what to do, how to talk, how to look good. If not, you make that mistake and smear that makeup or that lipstick, you're in trouble. People are going to laugh at you. But what you have to do is look in that mirror and say, hey, I got it. I got it. You can't control me. You have to control your own thoughts.
Sawyer. But everybody calls me Psycho. Any of you guys call me Francis, and I'll kill you. You just made the list, buddy. And I don't like nobody touching my stuff.
You have to be that tough guy. If you're not that tough guy, people walk all over you. So you have to walk up to people and say, hey, I'm it. It starts off when you're a kid. The way you're raised sometimes can mold your mind into thinking who you are. When you're a kid, they tell you, hey, you're going to grow up, you're going to be the president of the United States. You're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, a banker. You're going to own a bank and be called Chase. You run and strive for those things. But when you're a kid, you just want to have fun. You want to play in the rain. It's not real serious at that age. You're not thinking about owning a bank or owning a business or running for president or being a big YouTube star. You're not thinking about those things. You just want to have fun with your friends. You want to play in the rain and with your daddy. But to make it in society, they say you have to have 24-inch rims. You have to have 24s on that Camaro, on that Mustang. Then you'll be somebody. Tony here has that. So the girl's going to be like, girl, Tony had his rims on. I want to ride with him down Crenshaw. I don't want to ride with Ray. Ray drive a bucket. That's how society is. They cater towards women, so they go buy these rims so they can be seen. So they can be seen in their set. Those rims make you who you are. So people, they'll kill themselves to get us.
Here we go.
If you don't mind, Mr. President, that this caravan was an invasion. As you know, Mr. President,
I consider it to be an invasion.
As you know, Mr. President, the caravan was not an invasion. It's a group of migrants moving up from Central America towards the border with the U.S.
Thank you for telling me that. I appreciate it.
Why did you characterize it as such?
Because I consider it an invasion. You and I have a difference of opinion.
But do you think that you demonized immigrants in this election
No, not
to
at all.
try to keep them?
I want them to come into the country, but they have to come in legally. They have to come in, Jim, through a process. I want it to be a process, and I want people to come in, and we need the people.
Your campaign.
Wait. You know why we need the people, don't you? Because we have hundreds of companies moving in. We need the people.
But your campaign had an ad showing migrants climbing over walls and so on.
That's true. But they weren't actors.
They're not going to be doing that.
They weren't actors. Well, no, it's true. Do you think they were actors? They weren't actors. They didn't come from Hollywood. Right. These were people. This was an actual. It happened a few days ago. And
they're hundreds of miles away, though. They're hundreds and hundreds of miles away. That's not an invasion.
Honestly, I think you should let me run the country. You run CNN.
All right.
And if you did it well, your ratings would be much better.
If I may ask one other question, Mr. President. If I may ask one other question, are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Mr. President, I was going to ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am.
Excuse me. That's enough.
Mr. President, I had one other question, if I may ask, on the Russia investigation. Are you concerned that you may have?
I'm not concerned about anything with the Russian investigation because it's a hoax. That's enough. Put down the mic.
Mr. President, are you worried about indictments coming down in this investigation?
Mr. President.
I'll tell you what, CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't be working for CNN. Go ahead.
I think that's unfair.
You're a very rude person. The way you treat Sarah Huckabee is horrible. And the way you treat other people are horrible. You shouldn't treat people that way. Go ahead. Go ahead, Peter. Go ahead.
In Jim's defense, I've traveled with him and watched him. He's a diligent reporter who busts his butt.
Well, I'm not
like
a big
the rest
fan
of
of yours either. So
I understand.
To be honest.
So let me ask you a question, if I can. You repeatedly said
you aren't the best,
Mr. President. You repeatedly over the course of
just sit down, please. Well, when you report fake news, when you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead,
Mr. President. Over the course.
Sometimes because of our president's attitude, it makes us like that. We're in a pandemic now where we got to wear masks and trash bags over our head. That would make any person upset. So when we hear our president talking like that, and the fact we're in a pandemic, it makes everybody frustrated. We're all angry like that. This is something it looks like we're going to have to wear 24/7. So everybody's angry. We're yelling at our siblings. We're angry. We're cussing them out. We're cussing our brother and sister out. We're throwing coffee on them. I mean, it has gotten bad. We're scared because we're going to have a COVID-19 shot pretty soon. Times are getting tougher. Unemployment. No one's working. Everybody's out of work. We're going to funerals every other month because people are dying. My mother and father passed away together. I mean, these are some hurting times that make any man snap. 5 of my friends have passed because of COVID. Unemployment is on the rise. People are angry, yelling at each other. looking for that job. People can't even have their water on because they can't pay rent. It's getting bad, people. Really bad.
Exactly. Which means I can do pretty much what I want to with my water, thank you.
Hey, nigga, you ain't got to be acting like that, fool. I told you we gonna pay the motherfucking rent, motherfucker.
Yes, I do. I can't afford to have you running up my water bill and you not paying your rent.
Cuz, we gonna pay the rent.
When?
In 2 days, nigga.
In 2 days, you will get your water back on.
Hello?
Hey, Stu, your rent's due, motherfucker. And don't be pulling that falling down the stairs shit on me, you hear? Are you conscious? Shoot him in the mouth.
People are angry. They're screaming at everybody. Marriages, divorces are on the rise. I mean, things are getting really bad. You're even throwing coffee at your brother. I mean, why are these things happening?
I know how you like to drink, so I brought you some. Why, you no good son of a bitch!
You crazy bastard! Well, how the hell did you get... Now get out! That'll be 100 now, you prick!
Times are just bad, people. What we have to do is we have to keep calm and not let our mind get out of control, because we're thinking bad thoughts just because of what we see on earth. But what we have to do, we have to come into a decision where we're not going to let that happen, that we're going to get a grip on ourselves. This is 8 Dog 8. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.